should have. Yes. Thought about that. Good idea.
We doing Ellerby or are we doing Dragonby? Okay. I'm good with that. Yeah, perfect. Love it.
Hello.
Hi there. How are you?
Good. Hey, Joe one.
That was my first time at the Scowlies or whatever it's called.
Second day. Everything keeps going wrong.
There's less, yeah, it feels like there's less stuff too.
Yeah.
Which, when we were talking to Taylor, she's like, everybody just orders whatever they want, so they keep less on the rack. Because everybody just walks in and goes, I want this. Phenomenal.
I think Angelique said she's going to be here, so.
Yeah, I think Joe's the only one who said not, right?
Yep. How's it? Doing well. Did I read the packet correctly? Did the one saddle row, like 170 or whatever it is, 140, they did work without approval, and now they're asking for approval? Is that right?
Okay, just making sure I got that right.
The house is already built.
Yeah.
When I went by it, that's when I was looking. I was like, when I first read it, I was like, previous and now current.
She's
previous
right
and
on.
now
She's
current. And I
usually
was like,
right on.
last time I had to swear in.
Congratulations on the education.
See.
Welcome to the October 23rd, 2025 meeting of the Village of Pinehurst Historic Preservation Commission. The purpose of this commission is to decide applications for certificates of appropriateness for new construction or major work within the Pinehurst Historic District, and to do so by conducting hearings and making findings of fact when such applications come before us. By law, the commission is directed to take no action except to prevent construction or alterations that would be incongruous with the special character of the historic district. I am Joe Iverson, chair of the commission, and I ask each commissioner, starting from my left, to state his or her name for the record.
Justin Bramlich.
Angelique Fabiani.
Lolly Adelman.
David Herring.
Paul Roberts.
Joe Rosario is the only member absent today, but we do have quorum, so we can proceed. Also present are Michael Mandeville, Senior Planner, Maria Klein, Senior Planner, and Jeanne Dawson, Administrative Assistant. Our first order of business is to review and approve the minutes of our last meeting. All commissioners have been provided copies of the draft minutes. Do any commissioners have any changes to suggest? May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? The minutes are approved. May I now have a motion to enter public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? We are now in a public hearing. This is a quasi-judicial hearing. That means that anyone desiring to testify must be sworn in, and the commission is required to consider only facts presented in this hearing. The proceedings are video recorded. I asked the commissioners if they have visited any of the sites on the docket today and whether they have had any ex parte communications with respect to any of the cases we will be hearing today.
Visited all, no ex parte communication.
Visited all sites, no ex parte communication.
Visited all sites, no ex parte communication.
I visited all sites. The only thing is the COA 139 Beulah Hill Road. I saw the property manager and I talked to him briefly, but not really. That's about it.
Visited all, sort of the same comment. I couldn't find barn 2 and got some help, so all was good. That was it.
Visit all the sites, no ex parte communication.
In each case that the commission will hear this afternoon, the staff will present a summary of the application, the staff's evaluation of the extent to which the application complies with the commission standards for such an application or raises issues that require further information, the staff's comments on the application, and where appropriate, the staff's recommendations for the commission action. The application and its supporting documents, as well as the staff's detailed report, will then be entered into record. Commissioners will have an opportunity to question the staff about this report and testimony. Next, the applicant or applicant's representatives will have an opportunity to provide any additional information supporting the application and to address any questions or issues identified in the staff's testimony. Commissioners will then have an opportunity to question the applicant witnesses. After the applicant's presentation, if any member of the public wishes to present any evidence, either in support or in opposition to the application, please come forward at that time and identify yourself. I will swear you in and give you the opportunity to present any reasons why you believe that the application should be granted or denied. Please remember the commission is interested in facts that will help us decide whether the proposed work would be congruous with the special character of the Pinehurst Historic District. As chair, I have the right to exclude testimony that isn't relevant to that subject, but I am not required to do so. Commissioners will then have the opportunity to question you about your testimony. If the applicant or staff wishes to respond to your testimony, I will permit them to do so. I will now swear in the staff members. Will all staff members who may give evidence in this proceeding please stand, raise your right hand, and state your name for the record?
Michael Mandeville.
Maria Klein.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give to the commission with respect to all the cases on our docket today shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, let's go with the first case.
All right, good evening, everybody. Thank y'all for coming. Our first case is from Bartlett Construction as the applicant for the owners Chris and Sharon Busher of 170 Savile Row for single-family residential. This is a public hearing for the construction of a new single-family residential dwelling at 170 Savile Row. The applicant requests a COA for a new single-family dwelling at 170 Savile Row, further identified as Moore County PID number 220170034. The property is currently vacant and is 0.93 acres in size. The applicant proposes to build a 4,000 heated square foot, one-story, single-family dwelling with garage, covered front porch, driveway, and walkways. And the major work includes new construction or additions not considered to be minor work. The hearing was noticed in accordance with the Pinehurst PDO in North Carolina General Statute 160D 406. As you can see, the hashed lot is 170 Savile Row, and the red outline lots are the property owners that received notification of the hearing. The first slide here is the site plan of 170 Savile Row. Next is your landscape plans and tree plans, and as you can see, there's a couple trees in the footprint of the house that will be removed. And here are your elevations of the house, the right side, left side, front, and rear. And here are some of your materials for 170 Savile Row. And the doors and windows and more paint colors. So the applicant has submitted an application and provided additional documentation in an attempt to satisfy the burden of proof. The commission will need to determine if the new construction of a new single-family dwelling is congruous with the historic district and meets the historic district standards. At this time, staff would like to submit the following into the record: staff report with attachments and exhibits, presentation. Been a little under the weather. Give me a second.
All right.
Poor little fella.
Application and the applicant's materials and exhibits. And I will take any questions that the board may have.
Without objection, the materials referred to by staff are admitted into record. Like you said, do the commissioners have any questions for staff?
Question.
Yes, sir.
Did you guys convert the Sherwin-Williams to Benjamin Moore?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Any more questions? Okay, thank you. We will now hear from the applicant. Is the applicant or the representatives present? Great. Please state your name, spell your last name for the record, and state your relationship to the property.
Kevin Bartlett. I am the GC they hired to build their home.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you shall give to the commission with respect to this application shall be the whole truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You've been sworn in. If there is anything, the presentation staff that you disagree with or would like to revise or clarify, or anything that you would like to add in support of the application, this is your opportunity to do so.
No, I do not. I'd just like to say that the Bashars look forward to calling this our final home.
Do the commissioners have any questions for? Go ahead, sure, David.
The usual questions. What about your Muntins?
The Muntins will be SDL.
These probably are drafting hiccups. Can we look at the right side elevation? And if you would zoom in on one of the two garage doors.
Missing panes.
Yes. Looks to me like the windows in the garage door, the leftmost window in each garage door is missing some vertical muntins. That's just drafting, right?
I would say yes.
Okay.
For sure.
Similarly, on the front elevation, there are no railings. I understand that you're not sure what the grade will be at the steps yet, but there are no railings. What would you do in the event of a railing?
We project the front won't have any railings, just because of the grade of the line, the lot.
And what kind of railing would it be?
If we did a railing, which we don't plan on doing, it'd match the rear with the vertical picket.
Okay, so it's a wooden
Oh,
painted
it'd be
wood?
aluminum,
Aluminum. Black?
black.
Okay.
Yeah, but we don't, like I said, the front, because of the grade of the property, we don't foresee
think that-
anything in the front. No.
Gutters and downspouts? None on the elevations? I presume you thought about where all that goes and how to get the water down and so forth.
Yes, sir.
What color is the downspout?
I believe we submitted black.
Is it going to be factory painted or are you going to paint it?
Factory.
All I got.
Good. I was going to ask about muttons, but he beat me.
Ask about railings, and he beat me. If there is any member of the public who wishes to present any evidence either in support or in opposition to this application, please come forward at this time and identify yourself. Okay, nobody. For the record, the case is closed, and it's now our time to deliberate, if we would like. Is there anything that we would discuss? Anything?
Downspouts, we discussed in our analysis of the guidelines that it might be wise, I don't think it's in the standards yet, about painting the downspout to match whatever's behind the downspout, which would require field painting. But I don't think it's not in the standards yet, but here's a case, if we get back to that, where we might reconsider.
Ready for a motion on this, you think?
That the Historic Preservation Commission approve a certificate of appropriateness and find the proposed major work at 170 Silva Row is consistent with historic district standards and is deemed congruous with the Pinehurst Historic District based on the testimony given, the material submitted, and the findings of fact.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The motion passes. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ready for number two?
Number 2. So this is for 15 Page Road. The applicant is Elisa Sorensen. Owners are David Osborne and Melissa Otero Cruz. They are requesting a certificate of appropriateness within the Pinehurst Historic District for the removal of 5 trees 12 inches or larger at diameter breast height on the street side of a property and the replacement of roofing with a different material or style at 15 Page Road. Major work includes removal of healthy trees 12 inches or larger in diameter at diameter breast height along the front of a property that are not located within the right-of-way and the replacement of a roofing with a different material or style. As you can see, the public hearing was noticed in accordance with the Pinehurst PDO and North Carolina General Statute 160D-406. The subject property is the hatched property, and the red outline properties are the adjacent neighbors that were noticed. This is an example of the roofing style that will be put on the house on this part, on the overhangs, not, it is currently architectural shingles on the whole house. They're asking to replace with this style of metal roofing. And here are some examples of the trees that are asking to be cut. And if you went by recently, the trees that were 12 inches and under have been removed. So these back here are not there anymore, but we're looking at this one, one on the front corner of the house out in the yard, and then this one's to the right of the front corner of the house. And as you saw in your packet, I met a DOT worker. This one out here is in the right of way. I met a DOT worker out there, and they suggested removing this tree because of the lean over Page Road, and they are okay with it being cut. The applicant has submitted an application and provided additional documentation in an attempt to satisfy the burden of proof. The commission will need to determine if the removal of the healthy trees 12 inches and larger in diameter at breast height along the front of the property are not located within the right-of-way, and the replacement of the roofing with a different material style is congruous with the historic district and meets the historic district standards. At this time, staff would like to submit the following into the record: the staff report with attachments and exhibits, the presentation, and the application and the applicant's materials and exhibits. And I will take any questions from the board at this moment.
Without objection, the materials referred to by staff are admitted into record.
Just to clarify, did I hear you say they want to replace all the roof with metal roof?
Mhm.
All of it?
That's correct, right? Yeah.
Out there, the pink ribbons now have yellow ribbons added to them.
I think those were probably added to say, don't cut these, when the tree crew was out there the first time, because those are the ones I determined where it needed approval.
Don't cut these.
So they had a crew out there a week or so ago, I
Oh,
think,
okay.
that cut the smaller ones, and I think those were added to say, these need approval, don't cut these today.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, thank you. We will now hear from the applicant. Is the applicant or their representatives present? Please come forward to the standing microphone. Please state your name, spell your last name for the record, and state your relationship to the property.
Michael Sorensen, Sorenson, and I'm the GC representing Mr. Osborne.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give to the commission with respect to this application shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Is there any, if there is anything that the presentation staff that you disagree with, or you like to revise or clarify, or anything that you would like to add in support of the application, this is your opportunity to do so.
All of the trees that we selected didn't meet the criteria for removal because their diameter are all either crowded with other healthy longleaf pine trees, or they have a lean, one of which is leaning towards the house. And so there was a reason the homeowner went to great lengths to preserve the oldest of the longleaf pines, even one that's like right next to the house and directly over the house. But he wants to keep the others healthy, and thinning is, what was recommended to him by a friend.
Commissioners have any questions here?
Gutters and downspouts?
Downspouts are black.
There's in the image which you provided for the, I think is the rear porch, there's a shed roof supported by several wood columns, and where that shed roof meets the adjacent roof, in that 90-degree corner, they don't align vertically. Is that just a function of how the house was built?
I think that's an error in drafting, actually, and I believe that's for next month's meeting. I'm not sure that's on this agenda.
Yeah, that image.
So,
This isn't the house.
Yeah, this is
I
not
thought
the house.
perhaps he was looking at what we're
this
proposing
is just
in
an example
November.
of the metal roofing. This is
Oh,
not
that
the,
explains a lot. Thank you
yeah,
very
sorry
much.
about that.
All I got.
Thank you. If there is any member of the public who wishes to present any evidence either in support or in opposition to this application, please come forward and identify yourself. Nobody? Do we have any more questions? No? Well, the record in this case is closed, and the commissioners will now deliberate.
No issue for me. I appreciated looking up at the overhang, that there's still a lot of trees there, so I appreciate what they're saving.
Anybody else?
I move that the Historic Preservation Commission approve a certificate of appropriateness and find that the proposed major work at 15 Page Road is consistent with the Historic District standards and is deemed congruous with the Pinehurst Historic District based on testimony given, the material submitted, and the findings of fact.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Moving along.
Ready? All right, the purpose of our next public hearing is to consider a request for a major certificate of appropriateness within the Pinehurst Historic District for the removal of one street-facing tree at 110 McCaskill Road East. The property is identified as Moore County Parcel ID number 000-19473, and the property owners and applicants are Samuel and Sarah Cornwall. The applicant is proposing to remove one tree that is greater than 12 inches in diameter at breast height that is in the front yard. It is leaning, and it is major work because it is the removal of healthy trees 12 inches and larger in diameter at breast height along the street side of a property that are not located within the right-of-way. The meeting was noticed in accordance with the PDO and North Carolina general statutes. You can see the subject property in the hashed out area. The properties outlined in red were the notified adjacent property owners. So you have a site plan here. I always find it confusing because the colors, but the red tree here with the orange box around it is number 17. That's the one that will be removed. And again, it's at the corner of the house and it's leaning. The applicant has submitted an application and provided additional documentation in an attempt to satisfy the burden of proof. The commission will need to decide if the tree is congruous with the historic district and if it meets the historic district standards. And I would like to enter into the record the staff report with attachments and exhibits, this presentation, and the application and applicant's materials and exhibits.
Without objection, the materials referred to by staff are admitted into record. Do we have any questions? We will now hear from the applicant. Is the applicant or their representatives present? Thank you. Please State your name, spell your last name for the record, and state your relationship to the property.
Samuel Cornwall, Cornwall. I'm the owner, with my wife.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give to the commission with respect to this application shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You've been sworn in. If there is anything in the presentation by the staff that you disagree with or would like to revise or clarify, or anything that you would like to add in support of the application, this is your opportunity to do so. Do you have any?
Happy to address any questions, but no statement to make.
Have any questions for the applicant?
I do not.
If there is any member of the public who wishes to present any evidence either in support or in opposition to the application, please come forward at this time and identify yourself. Please state your name or spell your last name. Moving along. Do the commissioners have, nobody has any questions, right? So the record in this case is closed and the commissioners will deliberate. You guys have anything you want to add? All right. Do we got a motion? Do we have a motion?
Got it.
That the Historic Preservation Commission approved a certificate of appropriateness to find the proposed major work at 170 Road East is consistent with historic district standards and is deemed congruous with the Pinehurst Historic District based on the testimony given, material submitted, and the findings of fact.
Second.
Second. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations. Ready for the next.
Right. Our next public hearing is to consider a request for a major certificate of appropriateness within the Pinehurst Historic District for the replacement of siding and painting at 260 Everett Road. The property is identified as Moore County Parcel ID number 000-20398. The property owners are Anton, Michael, and Martha Moore Wicker, and the applicant is Cribbs Construction Company, LLC. The applicant is proposing to remove the existing vinyl siding. They are going to replace it with hardy board siding, and they are wanting to change the color from a white to a cream color, which is the Sherwin-Williams alabaster. It is major work that requires your review because it is the replacement of architectural details that changes the design or materials from the existing details. The meeting was noticed in accordance with the PDO and North Carolina general statutes. The hashed out area is our subject property. The adjoining properties outlined in red were the adjacent property owners that were notified. And here you can see the house as it exists now. So the front will be hardy board shake, and the sides and the rear will be lap siding. They are asking to do the Sherwin-Williams alabaster, which is pretty close to our Benjamin Moore white dove. We have lots of other cream colors, so I'm pretty sure it matches something in there. The applicant has submitted an application and provided additional documentation in an attempt to satisfy the burden of proof. The commission needs to determine if the siding replacement and color are congruous with the historic district and if they meet the historic district standards. And I'd like to enter into the record the staff report with attachments and exhibits, this presentation, and the applicant's materials and exhibits.
Without objection, the materials referred to by staff are admitted into record. Do the commissioners have any questions for staff? The brick below, that's going to go that new color too?
I think so, but that will be a good question for the applicant.
Just to be sure I'm clear, the photograph represents what I saw today.
Correct, that's the house as it
I mean,
exists.
it looks pristine. And they're going to replace that siding?
Yes. It's vinyl siding.
It is vinyl, that explains the little bead on the bottom. Okay.
Yes?
Okay, thank you. We will now hear from the applicant. Is the applicant or their representatives present? Please state your name, spell your last name for the record, and state your relationship to the property.
Russ Cribbs, and that's Cribbs, and we're the builder.
Jeremy Collins. Project manager for Cribbs Construction.
Both of you please raise your right hand. Do you swear to affirm that the testimony you shall give to the commission with respect to this application shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
You have been sworn in. If there is anything in the presentation by the staff that you disagree with or would like to revise or clarify, or anything that you would like to add in support of the application, this is your opportunity to do so.
You were correct, it's vinyl now, and so that'll be changed to hardy. And the soffits and fascia are not being changed at all. And the gutters will, I'm anticipating that question, the gutters should be able to be remained on the fascia, and then the downspouts will have to be removed, but they'll be put right back up. It's a very small change in color.
And the brick around to match
Correct.
the hardy
We'll
board?
be painted the same
Going to
color.
do the same color?
Yes.
Okay.
Had one question, Russ, hope you're doing well. The front is going to be shake and the side's going to be lap? Okay, thank you.
The shutters that are on the front, the ones in the photograph, would not meet the requirements of the standards. They're too narrow.
They're planned to be removed.
Removed, replaced with shutters?
No, sir. Just to be removed.
No shutters.
No shutters.
Solves that. Do you have any intention to mill the edge of the hardy lap siding to match the existing bead that you have on the lap siding? No. So we'll lose that detail. Okay.
If there is any member of the public who wishes to present any evidence either in support or in opposition to the application, please come forward at this time and identify yourself. Do we have no more questions? So consider the record in this case is closed, and the commissioners, we can deliberate.
And I have sort of mixed feelings. I'm happy to get rid of the vinyl, but I'm not happy to lose the detail the vinyl allows. So
Is that in the picture?
you actually can see it. You can see it when you're standing on the curb.
Not sure they even make that anymore.
No, I
The
don't
hardy
think
with the bead.
No.
Masonite, that's
but unfortunately, that's part of its historic nature, which is what we're supposed to preserve.
it's definitely but it's definitely an upgrade to do, with all due respect, from vinyl to hardy.
Yep.
Have experience of not too long ago, somebody around the corner from you did the same thing, and it looks nice.
The thing is, it looks so fantastic right now. It's clean and crisp, and don't see any problems with it. And it is so glaringly white. Just a repaint might be all that's needed. So,
Is there a reason the owners want the vinyl siding replaced with the hardy?
Owners are here.
Can you swear us in?
Yes, I may.
Martha
Will you
Wicker.
reopen the public record, please?
Yes. Got a motion to open public record?
So moved.
second.
Martha Wicker, W-I-C-K-E-R.
And Anton Wicker, W-I-C-K-E-R.
Please raise your right hand and swear and affirm that the testimony you shall give to the commission with respect to this application shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
If there is anything in the presentation by the staff that you disagree with or should like to revise or clarify, or anything that you would like to add in support of the application, this is your opportunity to do so.
One thing I would say, just from my perspective, and I'm not, of course, I own the house, but I'm not a siding expert by any means. But just when you pull off the little look at it, it's older siding, and it seems to me like it's developing a brittle character. So it's age. So vinyl siding has a lifespan of, as if I understand it correctly, about 20 years. And this siding, I don't know how old it is, but I would suspect it's near the end of its lifespan. When it gets you can't, it won't stay on there forever.
Good point.
I think the other thing is there's several homes in the village that have the combination of the shingle siding and the lap siding. We feel like taking the vinyl siding down will make the house, and putting the new Hardy Board siding with the shingle and the lap will make it look more like a cottage and more in keeping with the historic district. There's a home on 90 Village Green and one on 25 Maple that have that combination of the shingle and the lap siding. And I'm sure there are more than that, but those are at least two that are close by that I've seen. But again, we feel like this has a shelf life that's probably coming to an end, and we want our home to look more like a cottage. And we feel like the combination of shingle and the Hardy Board lap will do that. And the paint color is just a little bit of off-white, not much. But we appreciate the compliments.
Well cared for.
Thank you.
Well, I would like to see pictures of what they're planning to do, but they didn't submit them with their application. But the Hardys within the standards, and it sounds like what they're trying to do is within the standards, but for, just for visualization purposes, it would have been nice to have pictures for me.
Or drawings. I think the big missing piece is where are the shingles? Are they in the gable ends only?
No, across the whole front of the house.
I'm sorry, the siding shingles.
There'd be across the whole front of the residence will be the shingle shaker Hardy, and then lap siding around the two sides and rear of the residence.
That's interesting. Thank you.
And that combination is what Martha was saying. She had several examples in the village.
No more comments. We can try closing it again and deliberate.
As long as you're not going to ask the applicants anything else, you can close it.
Are we? Okay. Well, the record in this case is closed again, and it's our opportunity to
Well,
deliberate a little bit more.
for me, the idea that most of what we'll see from the street is shingles that's good. And so we're losing the detail of the bead, which is of marginal value anyway. I certainly appreciate what the owner says about it, but I like the idea of putting shingles on there, give it a little more character. So
I agree. I think it'll look good.
cottage might be a stretch, but it'll look good.
Ready for a motion?
Good. Ready. I move that the Historic Preservation Commission approve a certificate of appropriateness, COA 2025-00127, and find the proposed major work at 260 Everett Road is consistent with historic district standards and is deemed congruous with the Pinehurst Historic District based on the testimony given, the materials submitted, and the findings of fact.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, I'm back. So this is our 5th case of the night. And this will be for another new single-family dwelling at 150 Savile Row. The applicant is Forma Duval Homes LLC, and the owner is the same, Forma Duval Homes LLC. This public hearing is to consider a request for a major certificate of appropriateness within the Pinehurst Historic District for the construction of a new single-family dwelling at 150 Savile Row. The applicant proposes to build a 4,052 heated square foot, 2-story single-family dwelling with garage, covered front porch, covered rear porch, driveway, and walkways. The property is currently vacant and is 0.87 acres in size. And the major work is new construction or additions not considered to be minor work. As you can see here, the hashed area is our subject property, and the red outline parcels are the neighbors that were notified. And this public hearing was noticed in accordance to the PDO and North Carolina General Statute 160D 406. Oop. As you can see, here's the site plan and the layout of the proposed house. The driveway coming down here into a garage. You see the tree plan and the landscape plan for the proposed single-family dwelling. Here are the proposed elevations for the house. And here are the material selections for the house, and I did check the colors to our Benjamin Moore guide. And here are the rest of the proposed materials for the house. The applicant has submitted an application and provided additional documentation in an attempt to satisfy the burden of proof. The commission will need to determine if the construction of a new single-family dwelling is congruous with the historic district and meets the historic district standards. Apologize. At this time, staff would like to submit the following into the record. The staff report with attachments and exhibits, the presentation, the application, and the applicant's materials and exhibits. Excuse me, guys.
Without objection, the materials referred to by staff are admitted into record. Do the commissioners have any questions for staff?
Can take questions.
No questions? Is the applicant or their representatives present? Please state your name, spell your last name for the record, and state your relationship to the property.
Jonathan Formidable, owner of Formidable Homes. Last name is spelled Formyduval.
Brandon Formidable, same last name, owner.
Please raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give to the commission with respect to this application shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You have been sworn in. If there is anything in the presentation by the staff that you disagree with or would like to revise or clarify, or anything that you would like to add in support of the application, this is your opportunity to do so. You're good? I'm sure there's a few questions, so.
I'm getting to be a broken record here. Can you describe the muntins in your windows? Are they between the lights, or are they, better yet, simulated divided light?
They're going to be Pell Impervious in between, GBG.
Only between the glass?
Yes.
Would you consider making that not only between the glass? So
yes. Yeah, that's fine.
Excellent. Second question, don't see any railings. I presume there will be some?
On the rear of the house, yes. On the front, the grade will be high enough to not require railings per code.
The railing on the back, where would that be?
It's going to be a screened-in porch.
Okay, so no railings on the back either.
Well, there will be, yeah, and there's going to be railing on the back porch, yeah. Covered by screens on the exterior.
I'm confused. So you'll have screen and railing.
Yeah, there's going to be framing on the back porch for the screened-in porch. Yep.
And that's what you're calling railing?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
yes,
understood.
Front door?
It should be a...
Curved or not curved? The sample we got was a curved front door?
It's going to be wood curved front door, yeah, just like in the picture.
So just,
yes, sir.
just a drawing.
Oh, yeah, yeah, the elevation, like the selections are going to be the final finishes, but the elevation shows a squared door, but we're going to do a curved door.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
More questions? Is there any member of public who wishes to present any evidence either in support or in opposition to the application? Please come forward at this time and identify yourself. Please state your name. Nope. If there's no more questions, the record in this case is closed. And the commissioners can deliberate. You guys have anything you want to?
Questions?
Yeah, I'd only suggest that the motion include a caveat that the muntins will be simulated divided light.
Yep, I've got that note.
Okay.
Got it. Let's go. I move that the Historic Preservation Commission approve with conditions a Certificate of Appropriateness, COA 2025-00130, and find the proposed major work at 150 Savile Row is consistent with Historic District standards and is deemed congruous with the Pinehurst Historic District based on the testimony given, the materials submitted, and the findings of fact. The listed conditions are that the muntins be simulated divided light.
Sounded like you said incongruous.
And is deemed congruous.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Congratulations. It's all right. Without objection, the materials referred to by staff are admitted into record. Any questions? Is the applicant or their representatives present? Please state your name, spell your last name for the record, and state your relationship to the property.
Fernando Silva, SIOVA, the GC of the project.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm that the testimony you shall give to the commission with respect to this application shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Been sworn in. If there is anything in the presentation by staff that you disagree with or would like to revise or clarify, or anything that you would like to add in support of the application, this is your opportunity to do so.
No, sir.
Do you guys have any questions for the changes that were made?
You know the first two questions I've already asked 3 times? Muntins? Can you tell me what you got? True divided light, simulated divided light? One of those two?
Well, what part of the house?
For the windows?
The windows they installed.
They were to match the rest of the windows.
And railings. You're not going to be adding any additional railings?
Not needed.
You're done. Yes, understood.
Yeah.
Third question, since this house is built, can you tell us why you didn't come before us before it got built?
Julian and Jason are not here in town, so the times that they were coming, they were limited, and things kind of occurred at the moment of the visits, and, you know, I didn't thought, honestly, the trees was big. I done that, but I really didn't thought that the screens was going to be a big thing about it.
It's a big thing next time.
I understand.
Okay.
That's why I'm here.
Last question. I know this is a tricky deal with glass, but is the glass reflective in any way? The glass that has now been built? Or is it clear?
It's clear.
It is clear. That's all I got.
Is there any member of the public who wishes to present any evidence either in support or in opposition to this application? Please come forward at this time and identify yourself. Well, if there's no more questions, I am going to consider the record in this case closed, and the commissioners can deliberate. Does anybody?
No deliberation. I had the same question. I understood it's already a done deal, right?
Yeah.
Fortunately. And we're not here to yell at you. I appreciate that you're here. It's not
Well, some of us are. So the problem is it's becoming a virus, shall we say, that people have come to believe that we don't care. Well, we do care.
I know.
So you could spread that word. That would be helpful.
I mean,
On the other hand, if you had come before us, before you built it, you would have gotten the same positive vote from me that you're going to get today. Next time it might be harder.
I mean, there's quite a bit of changes to the design that were made, you know, from the approved application. So I don't, I mean, I understand that they've been done already, but I don't see how we can just say it's okay. Because we approved something and then you went and did whatever you wanted, basically.
Well, not what I wanted, it's what my client wanted.
Whatever they wanted.
I mean, how can I tell somebody no whenever they're spending so much money in there? I mean,
you can tell them it's against the rules.
I understand that, and that's why I'm here. You know, that's
come back forward to us with the changes that your client is wanting.
How can you the screen porch in the back? You replace it with a $40,000 door. How, you know, it's just making the house more precise, more better, more functional for them. You know, like how can you say no? It's not like we hurt the house. We made the house even look better.
Well, I think if we were to leave it to you to decide whether it meets the rules or not, you wouldn't bother come to us ever.
The only rules I broke, it was not represented. I understand that. that's why I'm here. But I didn't break no rules. I didn't put nothing on the house that wasn't on your guidelines.
I'd only suggest that next time this occurs, you refuse to build something until you have a permit.
I had a permit, but not permission to do that, but I had a
It's
permit.
part of the permit.
Understand.
Thank you. I mean, I know it sounds rude and mean, but it's just getting out of hand. So what I'm hoping is that you'll say those jerks over at the HPC make it difficult, better follow the rules.
No comments.
Thank you.
Are we ready for a motion?
That the Historic Preservation Commission approve a certificate of appropriateness and find the proposed major work at 140 Silver Road is consistent with the Historic District standards and is deemed congruous with the Pinehurst Historic District based on the testimony given, materials submitted, and the findings of fact.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Grant.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Let's push on forward. Our next public hearing is to consider a request for a major certificate of appropriateness within the Pinehurst Historic District for adding windows and doors, replacing siding, and other exterior changes at 55 Community Road. The property is identified as Moore County Parcel ID number 000-29673. The property owner is Village Chapel, Inc., and the applicant is Bogle Firm Architecture. So we have a lot. The applicant is proposing to replace the existing shingle roof with a new shingle roof. They are going to add new gutters and downspouts that will be painted moonlight white. They are proposing to replace the vinyl siding with fiber cement siding in Manchester tan and new trim in moonlight white. They will repair the parging on the lower concrete block walls and paint them Manchester tan. They are proposing to add windows to the rear and sides of the building, remove skylights, add a double door to the rear lower level, remove the canopy that's currently in the rear, remove the porch railings, and replace those with ADA compliant aluminum rails in black, and patch and resurface the parking lot. It is major work requiring your review because it is eliminating or adding windows and or doors and changes to roof lines. The public hearing was noticed in accordance with the PDO and North Carolina general statutes. You can see the subject property hashed out with the adjoining adjacent properties outlined in red. So here we have elevations of the proposed work. So you can see the canopy gone in the rear, the addition of windows and double doors in the rear, and on the windows on the side. And here are some photos of the existing building. And the applicant submitted an application and provided additional documentation in an attempt to satisfy the burden of proof. Many of the changes, such as replacing the siding and painting, resurfacing the parking lot, replacing the roof, repairing the parging, those all do meet the standards and staff could approve those. The commission will need to determine if the changes are congruous with the historic district and if they meet the historic district standards. And I would like to enter into the record the staff report with attachments and exhibits, this presentation, and the applicant's materials and exhibits.
Without objection, the materials referred to by staff are admitted into record. Do the commissioners have any questions for staff? Is the applicant or their representatives present? Oh, you're already standing there, ready to rock. Please state your name, spell your last name for the record, and state your relationship to the property.
I'm Pete Bogle, Bogle. I'm the architect on the project.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give to the commission with respect to this application shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You have been sworn in. If there is anything in the presentation by staff that you disagree with or would like to revise or clarify, or anything that you would like to add in support of the application, this is your opportunity to do so.
One minor revision, the gutters and downspouts would be factory painted white. They would not be painted that specific color. I may have checked the wrong box on our application. And we do have one additional rendering that the church just sent to me this afternoon. So we can see that one real quick. This is a rendering that they hired outside of our firm. With one caveat, I will say that this rendering that they hired out is showing the brick painted. We would not paint the brick at the lower side of those columns in the porch.
Sorry, didn't it state that the rails were going to be aluminum black?
And the railing color.
So to confirm, the railings would be black, or they'd be this?
They will either be black or white like that. We're working with the church here. I
like
love
the
working
white.
with churches.
I like the white a lot, yeah.
I don't mind the white, yeah. They would take your recommendation.
While we're recommending, I appreciate you're not painting the brick. That darker color of the brick really helps the front elevation where in places where it exists. Other places where it's just parging, the lighter color ain't that cool. Maybe you could choose a different color.
I'll ask.
Something darker, more maybe closer to the brick or something. Just a suggestion. It's not going to affect my vote either way.
I'll ask.
Parking lot has a pretty good slope. What are you doing to control that water as it sheds off into the property below it?
There's no additional measures for any kind of stormwater or anything like that. It's existing parking lot, and they do have a little bit of land that it then disperses onto some grass area.
Cute house.
If there is any member of the public who wishes to present any evidence either in support or in opposition to this application, please come forward at this time and identify yourself. Any more questions? No more questions? The record in this case is closed, and the commissioners. I like the rendering. I mean, I think that makes it look really good. I like it. Do I have a motion?
That the Historic Preservation Commission approve a certificate of appropriateness and find the proposed major work at 50 Community Road is consistent with the historic district standards and is deemed congruous with the Pinehurst Historic District based on the testimony given, materials submitted, and the findings of fact.
Is there a second?
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations.
All right. Next public hearing is to consider a request for a major certificate of appropriateness within the Pinehurst Historic District for the construction of a new single-family dwelling and detached garage at 85 Woods Road. The property is identified as Moore County parcel ID number 000-26535. The property owner and applicant is Druther Home Investments. They are proposing to construct a new two-story single-family dwelling with a detached garage in the rear yard, along with the associated driveway and walkways. The dwelling will have stone and lap siding with a brick foundation. The colors I'll be using are Vale, Swiss Coffee, and Nantucket. The front door will be stained special walnut. Shutters will be in Saybrook Sage, and the house will have asphalt shingles. The detached garage will also have lap siding in Swiss Coffee with dark oak garage doors and asphalt shingles. This is major work requiring your review because it is new construction or additions that are not considered to be minor work. The public hearing was noticed in accordance with the PDO and North Carolina general statutes. You can see the subject property in the hashed out area with the adjacent properties that were notified outlined in red. Here we have a site plan that shows the location of the dwelling and the garage, along with the driveway and the few trees that will be removed that are in the footprint. We have the front and rear elevations, along with the right and left side elevations, and the elevations for the detached garage. Here we have our colors and materials. The colors are all Benjamin Moore, and they are all on the approved color palette. The applicant has submitted an application and provided additional documentation in an attempt to satisfy the burden of proof. You will need to determine if the new dwelling and detached garage are congruous with the district and if they meet the historic district standards. And I'd like to enter into the record the staff report with attachments and exhibits, this presentation, the application, and applicant's materials and exhibits.
Without objection, the materials referred to by staff are admitted into record. Do the commissioners have any questions for staff?
Do you happen to know, and it could be a question for the applicants, the shutters per the drawing do not appear to cover the entire, like they don't appear wide enough if they were functioning? Do you know if they are and it's just a drawing thing?
I do not.
Okay, thank you.
Is the applicant or their representatives present?
Yes, sir.
Please state your names, spell out your last name for the record, and state your relationship to the property.
My name is Joseph Druther. It's D-R-U-T-H-E-R. I own the property, and I'm also the licensed general contractor.
My name is Nicole McCaw. I work for Druther Homes.
Please raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give to the commission with respect to the application shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You have been sworn in. If there is anything in the presentation by the staff that you disagree with or would like to revise or clarify, or anything that you would like to add in support of the application, this is your opportunity to do so.
No questions or comments as far as anything that you said. We're just excited about building a cute little cottage in downtown Pinehurst.
I do, yes. So the shutters, per the drawing, are not wide enough, if they were working shutters, to cover the entire window. I understand they're not, but from a width perspective, will they be the size of the window, or will they be like half the width, is what it looks like?
That's a good
That question
I'm
makes
not sure.
sense.
We don't normally ever make functioning shutters. They're almost always just aesthetic. That said, I'm not sure.
The guidelines, he's giving you a chance to pick the right answer.
Okay, so they
Guidelines
need to be
say they have to cover the window.
Okay, that's what that's.
They don't have to be functioning. That's fine. Their aesthetic is fine, but they would need to be the width of the window.
The width.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay.
But it's
we can
about
make that
twice
change.
as wide as what you've got drawn, so they do fit on the wall, plus a few inches, so.
Well, so she's our in-house designer, so she's the design professional. So when we get questions like this, she's the one who I divert to. So.
Right, so just proportionally, aesthetically, I would not put the shutters on if they need to be as wide as each of those windows.
Even better.
Okay, well then, cool. We will just remove the shutters. I mean, I'm a little sad to lose that color and that accent, but if that's the requirement for them to be as wide as the window, then we'll just take them off. Can you write that down? Thank you.
Is that an okay answer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
the only shutters on the whole house, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Purely just jewelry.
More questions from the staff? If there's any member of the public who wishes to present any evidence either in support or in opposition to the application, please come forward at this time and identify yourself. Is there any more questions from y'all? Well, the record in this case is considered closed, and the commissioners can deliberate.
Nothing from me, thank you.
I noticed that too. I had it written down.
No questions about muntins, David, or
Oh, I
downspout?
beg your pardon. Yeah, I forgot my standard question. Being the house designer, what kind of muntins do you have? Simulated divided light, right?
So they are planned, we planned on putting them in between the glass,
And outside the glass.
just on the inside of the glass.
Just on the inside.
That wouldn't be too good. It's a poor fake of a divided light.
So when I've had simulated divided lights in the past, sometimes they pop off of the glass and they just don't, it just seems kind of cheap to me on some of our larger glass windows. So we've kind of always just stuck with in between the glass, and we've just found it to be cleaner. I feel like it looks kind of cheap on some of those windows. That's kind of been our experience. So I don't know if that's like within the regulations or the guidelines, but for us personally, I think it winds up looking better longer term when you don't have that, plastic strip. That's just been our experience.
Maybe a function of the window price point that you've seen in the past. I don't know. I have not experienced that type of simulated divided light muntin falling apart over time.
So it's not a matter of them falling apart, but they don't sit necessarily flush to the glass. A lot of times our windows are pretty large, so I can't remember the exact dimensions of those windows, but there's a long space in between those windows, bigger than maybe some of your traditional maybe 5-foot windows where you have a 30-inch bottom sash and a 30-inch top sash. Some of our windows are 6 foot or 6'6" tall, just to kind of give it some really nice character. When you start getting to those longer sashes, that plastic just has a hard time staying straight and tucked up tight against the glass.
Well, they're adhered for their full length. So unless you have a brand of window that I'm unfamiliar with that has this issue.
We haven't done it for a long time, like I said, because we've seen that. So for the past 5 years, pretty much we've just stuck with the muntins between the glass. It's gonna look really good.
Thank you.
I would just be concerned about the turnout area coming out of that garage, unless someone's going to back out all the way out of the driveway. Looks like you're marked at 17 feet, to get out and turn around, and I guess you can do it, 15-point turn.
Pretty much it's planning on backing out. That's
Yeah,
the
it'll
only
be
real
tight.
option that we have there. But for us to get, unless you guys will give us a 5-foot variance on the sides and rears, like Southern Pines, but that's not.
This board here doesn't do that.
Okay, right. So
That was
like
your
with
Board
that,
of yeah, that would be going back to your Board of Adjustments. Attempt to do that?
that was what we had done originally, and because we do a lot more in Southern Pines, and so once we pushed it to the 10-foot setbacks, there's really not a lot of room for an actual turnaround. So, right, we tried to give enough for a parking space, but for all unless they have a smart car or something, they're going to be backing out the driveway.
Well, the good thing is a lot of people don't put their cars in the garage; they just put junk in there. So that would work fine for it.
Right.
So the detached garage will be behind the house, right?
It'll be
Side?
behind the house, but it will be offset slightly because of the setbacks of the house versus the garage. I can't remember exactly how much. I think it may be 5 feet. If I can't, I think it's a 15-foot setback for the house and 10 foot for the garage, so that the garage will stick out about 5 feet past the side of the house.
live there, I'm sure, but, it may, I don't know, but, go to the Board of Adjustment, ask to slide that a little bit so it becomes a little more functional, the garage, but that's your business.
Well, I would love to. I mean, we, we try to think about our homeowners and how they're gonna live in the house. It's just, that's kind of what we had. So are you suggesting that we go to?
Well, I just know it's gonna be tight in there.
Yeah, 100%. I would much prefer it to be at that 5 foot, like Southern Pines does.
Okay.
What about rotating the garage a bit? That disturbs your sense of order probably, but it might be easier to get in and out.
Do you mean rotate it like
Clockwise.
clockwise?
Yeah. Not much, just enough to make it a tad easier. Live with the existing setback line.
Not sure.
I'm just going to interject here a little bit. This is their application. This is what they're proposing. We're not redesigning it for them. So let's look at what they're submitting. Does it meet the standards? And let's make a decision on that.
Copy that.
Well, there are no more questions?
No, I better stop while I'm ahead.
I don't have questions, just I guess a request that if we approve your application, you not make any changes to what we approve without coming back and
I think we saw that clear today.
So, yes.
We're gonna.
I can't guarantee that we will not make any changes. However, what we learned was if we plan to, we will come here and request approval first.
Thank you.
Nailed it.
Ready for a motion, I think?
Did we
Well, I
or is
want to
there
talk about
deliberation?
Muntins.
Well, the Muntins, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, sorry, have we moved to deliberation? Is it closed?
Yeah, I said that earlier, then we started talking.
Sorry, then I missed that. So
That
the
was
thing that I
probably
wrestle with around the Muttons is that we always draw a very hard line around them being external, not internal, inside the pane.
Or not only inside, yeah. Yeah, it's a shame because it's a seldom appreciated big benefit to the look of the house. It looks more like a real divided light window. The maintenance problems we're hearing about, it's the first time I've ever heard that.
It's certainly true. I mean, you get a window that has a plastic grill in there, it's gonna pop out, okay? But there are windows that have, grills or muntins on the outside, they're just more expensive. So that's, it's, what do you wanna pay for? Not for us to decide, but I would completely agree, preserving that historic value, would be one that's not inside the panes of glass.
And the house, particularly the front elevation, is really nice. There's nice proportions. It's very cottage-esque. It's very much Pinehurst. I hate to see the Muntins issue ruin it. Not to say it's going to ruin it, but it's to my eye, it's an important piece.
You have the window sample right in the. Yes, you scroll down, show those.
That's not
We're
it.
jumping ahead.
That's not it.
You know the brand?
Oh, we just switched brands.
I know. I don't know what
with our
brand
clay
it is.
window. It's not.
It's not Pella.
It's not Pella because that
that's
was
what
when
it
we
was.
switched from. I'm sorry, I can't remember. Or my purchasing manager. We have a bunch of these windows installed over at our subdivision over by the lake, Longleaf Point. If anybody wanted to go through and actually look at the windows in person.
It's, Sloan and Paulson,
Sloan Lane and
over by
Paulson Court.
Floyd's Way. I'm sure you guys have seen it back there. But that window is the exact same window in all of those houses. If you ever wanted to go over there and look at it and see it in person, it's the same one.
Sadly, we have to make a decision right now.
So So, okay. So if we, pull up Zillow.
Well, it's still just a picture
No.
at the end of the day, so.
Right. So if that's going to be a deal breaker, then, that's something that we can, I mean, I don't want to tie up a whole house getting approved over something that, and having to go through the whole process again. So again, I'm not very familiar with this process, so I'm sorry for my naivety.
Each of us has only one vote, so I think you hear my concern, but there are several of us up here. You might get a positive vote.
Are we looking at the simulated divided lights?
Yeah.
That's a should. It's not a must.
Right, that's right.
So in the standards, that windows should have true or simulated divided lights. It's not a must.
Understood.
Yeah, and I think that's where I was saying I'm torn because it's not a hard, fast, cannot build without, but we do normally, historically, draw a much harder line on it because of the way it looks.
I think if the house weren't so nicely historic looking, I'd say, okay, well, not that big a deal. But in this case, the designer has done a really great job designing a historic looking house.
I hear what you're saying. Now, if I had my way, we'd put like all wood windows in and it would be fantastic, but due to maintenance, budget, etc., I don't have that option. So I don't disagree with a historic looking window. Yes. But this is where we're at.
So you're saying we need to make the house less nice so that we don't have to put.
So listen, here's the thing. I agree with Joseph. If it's something we need to do, we can figure out a different window, still get the look, we're wanting, hopefully still the color if it's a different brand, because part of the reason I selected that window is specifically that color, because it's like a creamy, like beige. I don't want to say beige because people like beige, but it's beautiful. Like it's a putty color. And I'm not sure if that exact window, if I can get the things that you're requesting. So I guess my question is, if it goes through the vote and it's denied because of the window issue, or if it's accepted because of the window as is, and then we try to get what you're asking for, but I can't get the same color window, do we have to come back and do this entire process again? Yeah? Okay.
There's
Not necessarily. It depends what you're doing. Sometimes it can be staff approved.
There's one
Color
other route
change.
that we could take. We could continue your case, which would delay the process by about a month, and you'd have to come back with hopefully a better decision, in my personal opinion. But you wouldn't have to pay an additional fee. It would just slow down the process, give you another shot at doing something else.
Anything about builders, they don't like that. Slowing
So,
down the process.
so the only other choice is to roll the dice and see how few people agree with me.
Whatever you think. Whatever you want to do.
Great. I think I love the design. I think it's great for that street and what's around there.
What goes back to vagueness of how things have been written, should versus must.
Well, they
Could do that, but you don't have to.
Well, the shoulds are in there to encourage the designers to do a certain thing. How important that is up to us. And that's why we're here. We're not just reading the book. We're judging how important it is. In my mind, that elevation itself, the design of the elevation itself tells me it's important. Other elevations, we've seen some today, wouldn't have been nearly as important. So, yeah, it's a should.
Yeah, I mean, but, it does open it up to a level of subjectivity versus being very objective, black and white, yes or no. And that's where we as a board run into these challenges. If that's the historic standard, it must be that way, not should be that way. I mean, certainly not, I'm not arguing with you, David. I'm just saying that I think as a group, it makes it more difficult for us to decide.
On the other hand, we sometimes think that a must can be overridden. Again, that's up to us to decide when must isn't must. So, and part of this, I'm burdened by some work we have done that has yet to be approved in modifying the standards, which closes this particular gap. So if I didn't know that,
Should change to must. Yeah.
But we're not there
But
yet.
if we're
So
not
let's
there
go with
yet.
what we have and make a decision on this tonight.
Staring me down hard, Joe.
I know I am.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, great.
Where are we here?
I've got it, David, on page 4, if you want me to take it.
Okay.
I move that the Historic Preservation Commission approve with conditions a Certificate of Appropriateness, COA 2025-00134, and find the proposed major work at 85 Woods Road is consistent with Historic District standards and is deemed congruous with the Pinehurst Historic District based on the testimony given, the materials submitted, and the findings of fact. The listed conditions are the removal of shutters from the elevation drawings.
Second.
Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Okay.
Congratulations.
No.
Wait,
Breeze two.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
You're good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Got your COA.
Thank you.
Directly to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
That's the plan, taking the red eye. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, one more, right?
All right, our last public hearing is to consider a request for a major certificate of appropriateness within the Pinehurst Historic District for rebuilding the office on Barn 2 at 200 Beulah Hill Road. The property is identified as Moore County parcel ID number 000299515. The property owner and applicant is the Village of Pinehurst. The applicant is proposing to rebuild the office on Barn 2 using the same type of materials and colors, which would be wood siding and trim in white and gray and white and green, as the office that had to be demolished. The roofing will reuse the materials from the previous roof, and new vinyl windows will be used. I will also add that due to some circumstances, this office has already been rebuilt, which you probably noticed when you went out there. It is major work that requires your review because it is new construction or additions not considered to be minor work. So the public hearing was noticed in accordance with the PDO and North Carolina general statutes. The hashed out area is our subject property, and the adjacent properties that were notified were outlined in red. There you can see where the old office was and where the new office is now. And here's some pictures of what it looked like before and should look like again. The applicant submitted an application and provided additional documentation in an attempt to satisfy the burden of proof. You will need to determine if rebuilding the office is congruous with the historic district and if it meets the historic district standards. And I'd like to enter into the record the staff report with attachments and exhibits, this presentation, the application, and the applicant's materials and exhibits.
Without objection, the materials referred to by staff are admitted into record. Do the commissioners have any questions for staff? I do. So it's done?
It is done.
So do we have to move on to hear from an applicant on something that, can I move to go straight if?
The applicant.
Oh, I think we ought to have it.
Wanna?
I want to do the whole thing. Yep.
Okay. All right. Is the applicant or the representatives present? Please state your name, spell your last name for the record, and state your relationship to the property.
Kevin Brewer, Brewer, Buildings and Grounds Superintendent for the Village of Pinehurst.
Angie Wisnat, Wisnant, Parks and Recreation Director for the Village of Pinehurst.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm that the testimony you shall give to the commission with respect to this application shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You've been sworn in. If there is anything in the presentation by the staff that you disagree with or would like to revise or clarify, or anything that you would like to add in support of the application, this is your opportunity to do so. Anything you'd like to say regards to what the staff said? No? Do the commissioners have any questions?
Well, the reason I wanted to go through this little rigmarole is to explain there's a difference between having to replace something that's half fallen down because of a storm and just a desire to build without permission. So there are reasons for having to do it this way, and this is a perfect example.
Well, can I elaborate on the reason we replaced versus this started out as a repair. We were not planning on replacing it. When getting into the repair, because of the foundation for the building, it really had no foundation. It was sitting on brick pier, no footings. So with conferring with the building inspector, he recommended that it would be better to remove the current structure and start over, rebuild it with an adequate foundation. This is the same thing that was done with Barn 3 about 3 years ago that the board approved. That one was, in appearance, was in worse condition. This one looked like it was in better condition until you really get into what's holding it up.
If there is any member of the public who wishes to present any evidence either in support or in opposition to this application, please come forward at this time and identify yourself. If there's no more questions, the record in this case is closed, and the commissioners they can deliberate.
I move that the Historic Preservation Commission approve a certificate of appropriateness and find the proposed major work at 200 Beulah Hill Road is consistent with the Historic District standards and is deemed congruous with the Pinehurst Historic District based on the testimony given, the materials submitted, and the findings of fact.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations. That concludes the public hearing. May I have a motion to close the public hearing and return to regular commission meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes, and we are now in a regular meeting. This is a public meeting, and you are welcome to stay and observe, but only members of the commission and its staff may speak.
I wrote that one down from the village. I was repairing something, had some extra wood, and just kept going. So when I do that, maybe I can get off on that.
Roll the dice, right?
Just had some wood laying around and kept going.
Frustrating for sure. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Is there any questions about the minor work or? Our next regular meeting is
November 20th.
May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes.